technology, the best technology. Good afternoon to you all. I'm happy to be here with you. I'll stand here humbly and modesty, and bringing with me a little bit more than 40 years of counterterrorism and homeland security. And I will combine it with the concept of city and containment. That's the name. And we heard a lot today about smart cities and all kind of technologies. The problem is nothing comes for free. And when you are in charge, and when you are a city mayor, you have a budget. And it's very easy to us to come here, to have nice meetings, nice lunch, and to talk very largely about solutions that even on the moon wouldn't be. So everyone wants everything and more. But we live in such a modern time that there is no chance that you'll get all your needs for handling security, handling city, handling region, or handling whatever you have responsibility for. And you have the responsibility, first of all, to understand it. Secondly, to use the money very cleverly. So you don't going to waste money, and that's what I'm talking about. You heard a lot of holism and synergy and fusion, and all these techniques are very good and very nice to make. But it's easy to talk about, less easy to do it. So I came with something that I call containment. And containment, as you can read it, or you know it, it's in English. Establish comprehensive organizational operative program that give unified response to all municipal area consumers. The concept relate human aspects and multidisciplinary training of the authority staff to versatile activities, routine and emergency. I have to tell you in secret, don't tell everyone else outside the room. If you're not ready in routine, you'll never be ready in crisis. If you think this emergency came in your hand and now you start planning and giving orders and writing or whatever you like to write, you're doomed. So the new concept that I'm trying to bring is you have to see the whole. You have to see everything. And that means you have to take real responsibility of your place and your duty. And when you will take the responsibility, you have already 50% of the way out of the problem. Now, we talked about safety, we talked about security, we talked about cyber. I'm talking about sense of security. What your citizens need and want is a sense of security. If I going with to the kindergarten with my kids, I want to be safe that everything is okay. And believe me, if a car bomb explodes near the kindergarten, I don't care if it's Hezbollah or criminal or ISIS. I want some head on my head. I want someone to pay. That's reality. So I have to see as whole everything that I'm talking about. If I can give my citizens, my tourists and all the people in my city, the sense of security, I believe that this municipality can tell you what's happened from the Bastille Day till today, let's say, when we're talking about tourism. That's the price. You ready to pay it or not? We're talking about routine and unplanned. We're talking about disasters, natural disasters, human disasters. We're talking about crimes. We're talking about violence. Let's say we're talking about a lot of computers and electricity and very clever solutions here. But if I have a very, very strong tsunami here, we're on the sea, and on the Mediterranean we have tsunamis here. So I'm not sure that you can use your technology anymore. And you can be the best in the world, but you don't have electricity. Maybe your computer will wash up. So I'm telling you on front, technology by itself is not a solution. That you have to understand. Now, what causes a security sense? What gives me the sense of security as a citizen? And I'm not talking now about counterterrorism fighter. These things, the quality of life, that's what every citizen in the world, including Israel, every country, Nice, France, whatever, want quality of life. I want to get up in the morning. I want to have what I have. I want to go to work and to be sure that I'm coming back home. The same or more sensitive is my family. Sometimes I'm ready to sacrifice myself, but not my family. So I want someone there to take care about all this. And all of them have a different types. Authority. I want to feel the mayor. I want to feel the president, as we see it, your president here. Tough guy, knows what he wants, don't afraid to talk. That's the way. Violence, police. I'm not ready that my daughter, 16 years old, will go to a bar and something will happen to her. Someone will have to pay if something happened. And that's something that most of us don't take on expense. That we have to. Traffic. We talked a lot about traffic here and autonomous cars and so on. In my point of view as a counterterrorism, I see a lot of good things in autonomous car. Because I can block by computers several spaces in the city. So if tomorrow I have again a Bastille Day with a few thousand or 100,000 people going here, I will mark the street, I block the street, so no autonomous car will get in. But again, don't tell everyone. Most of the solutions are technical, tactical, very simple. Very simple. I don't say it as a clever guy that's my wisdom brought me to these conclusions. We paid blood to understand it. But what we learned is to make lesson learned. If you make mistake once, okay, it can go. If you make the same mistake twice, you're stupid. So, we're talking about emergency. We're talking about supervision. We talked about these things in the morning too. We talked about education and about community. Community is a very Very important thing. Because most of the tragic events start and end in a second, in a minute. So it means that you have to be trained, you and your family, to give the first aid by yourself. Before the city will come to help you, before the police will come to help you. That's what Anat talked about, pistols. Yoram, me, and other police or ex-police, the counterterrorism unit, we carrying gun all the time. Not because we don't trust anyone, because most of the time you can finish the terror attack before someone will get the call. No? Okay. So now we're talking about actually 3 layers. And up of this layer, you can add the national layer and the international layer. The regional, the city, and the subject. We have to deal with these 3 levels together, because the influence between them is measured. I can manage my traffic 100% good in Nice. But even the entrance to Nice, from, let's say, from the Marseille side or for the other side, they mess the traffic. No car will come inside my Nice. So we have to contact each other. Emergency. In emergency, most of the time, we will need aid. I don't know any city in the world or any country in the world that have all the results they need to solve a very serious emergency event. So this is something that you have to plan before. If something happened and now you're trying to see, I need helps like fire jets, distinguished fire jets. And now I'll try to see where I can find jets to come to Nice to help me. The place will be burned down, sorry. Crowd side. You have events. One event we have here cost a lot of agony. When we have a crowded site, sometimes you have to be synchronized with the region. I have to run, I will run. So we have obstacles. Obstacles, some of them you know from here. First of all is the ego. Conflicts of interest, I call it, not to be a little bit polite. Ego. If you don't put your ego aside and you see the society before your nose, you failed. Politicians. Some politician will say no just because you said it and not him. It means we have to put this, again, the responsibility before everything else, if you want to continue. Big Brother syndrome is such a bad joke. I'm here from yesterday night. Okay, I got yesterday night SMS call, X-Fax, how? Text message. Do you like to add some pictures of Nice to Google? How do you know that I'm here? Facebook asked me if I like to write something new about Nice. How do you know that I'm here? I didn't talk with the telephone. I did nothing. This afternoon, That was I think, the top. I got a call, again, text call from the Visa card. Your card made a buy in Nice. Are you the one who bought the 1999 euro in Nice? Now, people want privacy. What privacy? Thousands of your pictures are on the Facebook, on Google. You're not anonymous anyway. So what you can do is to use it for you, for yourself, and to improve it. I was the investor, the researcher in Israel of the biometric, and thank God we did it. So we have to mix everything that I have and to bring it to a basic operational concept. That's the main issues of the operational concept. Real-time response, that's the main thing. I can have an excellent, brilliant, intelligent in the computers. If this wouldn't come to my forces on the street on time, you can shove it. It's worth nothing. If awareness and education wouldn't take place in the same time, we have a problem. Israel is not example like this, because by us, every infant knows that he wouldn't take from the ground nothing, even if he see a beautiful doll or whatever. He is educated from day one not to pick nothing. That's a security measure. But this is already third generation, so we don't think about it. Cooperation. No one is clever enough to solve problem by itself. You have to work together. You have to bring a new concept that agreed on all of you to work. That is the containment operative plan. You can see that everyone is in. You can miss and you can ignore anyone. You need the media, but the media have to understand you. And you need the community against violence, because you can take in the community guys that are training in karate or judo. Train them with a youth police officer and get them as a team to the street with a guide to handle violence of their own age, children, in the same places they having the time. Volunteers recruiting is necessary. Because you never have enough manpower to do it by yourself. Technology. Few words about technology because we have to, and we'll see. No? No? So when you have city to run, especially in East, it's a tourist city, you have to bear in your mind: no security, no prosperity. And you can see it here now. No security, no prosperity. Nothing you will do will help you. And again, when you're talking about technology, I urge you to see what your benefit that you get. I need technology as a counterterrorism, and to handle a city, I need the technology to get deterrence, to get warning, to get restriction, to get real-time pursuit, and to get integration and trade. So if I'm not getting at least 4 of the 5 stages that I need technology for, I don't know if it will be clever to waste the money. Another thing that people think, that if you get in technology, you're saving human professional forces. Forget it. Forget it. I never saw in my life a camera catching a thief. I never saw a computer catching a terrorist. In the end, you need a professional to come and to do an act, or to kill, or to arrest, or to talk, or to do whatever. That's computers doesn't make. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dubi.